Good morning, dear students. So in the last class we had discussed regarding the chapter morphology of flowering plant. In that we have discussed regarding the shoot system. In the root system, first we have discussed in the root system there are two types, tap root as well as fibrous root, and the main function of the root is it helps in absorption of water as well as nutrients from the soil. So next we had discussed with the shoot system. In the shoot system we have discussed with the two basic concepts, one is leaf and the another one is flower. So in the flower we have discussed regarding the four orals which is present in the flower, and the four orals are calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. So the subunit of the calyx is called as sepal, and the subunit of corolla is called as petal. The androecium, it is made up of a subunits called as stamens, and the gynoecium, it is made up of a subunit called as carpel, or it is also called as pistil. So these are the subunits of a different orals seen in a flower. So the orals, if all the four orals are present in a flower, then that flower is called as complete. If all these four it is present, then it is called as complete flower. If any one of the oral is absent, any of the one oral is absent, then it is termed as incomplete flower. Next we have already also discussed that calyx and corolla, it is also called as accessory orals. The accessory means it supports the flower, but it is not directly involved in the fertilization mechanism, or you can also say it as reproduction. So hence they are called as accessory orals, or they are also termed as non-essential orals. Means they are not directly involved with the process of fertilization, whereas the main part of a flower which involved in the process of fertilization is called as, they are the androecium and gynoecium. So the androecium, the word andro itself, it refers to male, hence the androecium is a male part of a flower, whereas gynoecium, it is a female part of a flower. So now this androecium and gynoecium, as it is involved in the process of fertilization, it is called as essential orals. They are called as essential orals. Why they are called as essential orals? Because it is directly involved in the process of fertilization. Next, there is one word called as perianth. There is another one word called as perianth. So what is this perianth? Means in some of the flower, this calyx and corolla, it is fused, it is not separate. See, when in the last class I have showed you the hibiscus flower. In that flower we can easily distinguish between the calyx and corolla. The green part at the bottom of the flower, that was a calyx, and the colored part of a flower, that was a corolla. But in some of the plants, the flower which produces by that plant, we can't differentiate which is calyx and which is corolla. So the undifferentiated calyx and corolla forms the condition called as perianth. So what is perianth? Means the perianth, it is a condition where we can't or we cannot differentiate, the calyx and corolla. Calyx and corolla, we can't differentiate which is calyx, which is corolla, because it is fused. Or you can also say the fused condition of calyx and corolla, the fused condition. If it is fused, we can't differentiate which is calyx and which is corolla. The fused condition of calyx and corolla is called as perianth. So the best example is banana flowers. So the banana plant, it produces a flowers inside the bract, the cone shaped bract will be there. So inside that we can see a banana flowers. So that banana flowers, they are the example for perianth condition. So there is one family called as Liliaceae. So you are going to study in your first year syllabus. There are three families. There are many families, but in your syllabus there is only three families: Solanaceae, Liliaceae and Fabaceae. So the Liliaceae family, it belongs to all, the flower which is having a perianth condition, they all are placed in mainly the family called as Liliaceae. So in the Liliaceae family, we can see the perianth condition. Understood? So what is this perianth antandre? Onion also. Onion also is the best example which exhibit the perianth. Onion andre onion alla, onion flowers barattala, that where we can't differentiate the calyx and corolla. So the Liliaceae family, it exhibits the perianth condition. So what is perianth? It is a condition where we can't differentiate calyx and corolla, or the fused condition of calyx and corolla itself results in a condition called as perianth. Understood? So now the perianth, the units, as we can't differentiate which is calyx and which is corolla, that itself is called as perianth. Now what is the perianth subunits made up of? The perianth, it is made up of a subunits called as tepals. What it is made up of? Units called as tepals. So what is this tepal made up of? Andre, it is a fusion of sepal and petal. Sepal petal eradu fuse madbittu ಮಾಡಿರುವಂಥ ವರ್ಡ್ ಏನು? ಟೆಪಲ್. So the perianth, it is a condition where we can't differentiate the calyx and corolla, and the subunit of the perianth is called as tepals, whereas the subunit of calyx is called as sepal. The subunit of corolla is called as petal, whereas the subunit of the perianth condition, it is called as tepal. So perianth, it is very important for 1 mark. So perianth, it is a condition where we can't differentiate calyx and corolla, or the fused condition of the calyx and corolla itself is called as perianth. Next, there is two words. One is estivation, very important concept, the estivation. So what is this word estivation? There are two important concepts in this chapter. One is estivation, another one is placentation. So just I am going to define what is estivation. Understood? Its parts, everything we will discuss while doing in the regular class. So what is this estivation? Estivation, it is the arrangement. It is the arrangement of sepals and petals in a flower. The mode of arrangement of sepal and petal in a flower, the mode of arrangement of sepal and petal in a flower itself is called as estivation. ಯಾವ ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಅರೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಫ್ಯಾಷನ್, ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಇದೆಯಾ, ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಈಸ್ಟಿವೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ estivation, there are different types of estivation: imbricate, valvate. Understood? So that with the diagram we'll discuss in the regular class. So just remember this definition. What is estivation? It is a mode of arrangement of petal and sepal. So ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಒಂದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಟ್ವಿಸ್ಟೆಡ್ estivation ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಟೈಪು, ಟ್ವಿಸ್ಟೆಡ್ estivation. ಸೊ ಟ್ವಿಸ್ಟೆಡ್ estivation ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, now let us consider these are the petals. Either it may be petal or it may be sepal. Understood? ಟ್ವಿಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಈಸ್ಟಿವೇಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಇದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಪೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದೀನಿ, 5 ಪೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಈ 5 ಪೆಟಲ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಒಂದು ಮಾರ್ಜಿನು ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದ್ರದ್ದು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮಾರ್ಜಿನ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ಇದೆ. ದ ಮಾರ್ಜಿನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪೆಟಲ್ಸ್, it is one margin is outside and the another margin is inside. So this type of estivation, one margin outside ಇನ್ನೊಂದು inside, outside inside, outside phase ಆಗಿದೆ, ಒಂದು margin ಇನ್ನೊಂದು inside, this is outside and another margin is inside. This type of estivation is twisted. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ twisted estivation, it is a mode of arrangement of either sepal or it may be petal. So ನಾನಿಲ್ಲಿ petal ಇಂದ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದೀನಿ, sepal ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಹಾಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So both arrangement of sepal and petal itself is called as estivation. ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಒಂದು ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಹೈಬಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಹೈಬಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಆ ಪೆಟಲ್ಸಿನ ಮಾರ್ಜಿನ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ. 5 ಪೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಇರೋ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಆ 5 ಪೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂದು ಮಾರ್ಜಿನ್ ನೀವು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಒಂದು ಮಾರ್ಜಿನ್ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮಾರ್ಜಿನ್ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಫೇಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಂದರೆ ಔಟರ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಫ್ಲವರಿನ ಒಳಭಾಗಕ್ಕಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಟ್ವಿಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಈಸ್ಟಿವೇಷನ್, ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ there is another one definition, important concept called as placentation. So what is this placentation? Before understanding the word placentation, let me know what is the word placenta. Let me study this definition, placenta. So the placenta is a nutritive tissue It is a nutritive tissue present inside the ovary. It is a nutritive tissue which is present inside the ovary. So now what is this placentation antandre? It is the mode of arrangement of placenta to the ovary. Now let us consider this as an ovary. ನಮ್ಮನ್ನೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ಲವರನ್ನು ಡಿಸೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಒಂದು ಓವರಿ ಬಲ್ಜ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ದೆ. ಆ ಬಲ್ಜ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ನ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಈ ಥರ ಅಡ್ಡ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ತೆಗೆದಾಗ ಈ ಥರ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ. ಅದನ್ನೇ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ದಿರೋದು ನಾನು, ಪ್ಲಾಸೆಂಟಾದು, ಐ ಮೀನ್ ಓವರಿದು ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್. ಈ ಓವರಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಪ್ಲಾಸೆಂಟ ಯಾವ ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಅರೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಹೆಂಗೆ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಓವರಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ಪ್ಲಾಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಅಂತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಪ್ಲಾಸೆಂಟ ಒನ್ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಕ್ಸೈಲ್ ಪ್ಲಾಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್. ಯಾವುದು? ಆಕ್ಸೈಲ್ ಪ್ಲಾಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್. ದರ್ ಆರ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಮಾರ್ಜಿನಲ್, ಆಕ್ಸೈಲ್, ಪೆರೈಟಲ್ ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಅಪ್ ವಿತ್ ಅ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ವೆರಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಕ್ಸೈಲ್ ಪ್ಲಾಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್. ಏನು ಆಕ್ಸೈಲ್ ಪ್ಲಾಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಓವರಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಓವ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಓವರಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಓವ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಓವ್ಯೂಲ್ಸು ಇದು ರಿಡ್ಜ್, there will be a one ridge which connects the ovary to the ovule, that itself is a placenta. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಇದು ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಓವರಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದೀನಲ್ಲ, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಓವ್ಯೂಲ್. And whatever I have written in pink, this is placenta. So what is placenta? It is a nutritive tissue which is present inside the ovary, which connects the ovule with the ovary. ಓವರಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಓವ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಓವ್ಯೂಲ್ಸನ್ನು ಓವರಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದೇ ಯಾವುದು ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ಲಾಸೆಂಟಾ. ಸೊ ಪ್ಲಾಸೆಂಟಾ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ nutritive tissue which is present inside the ovary, which connects ovule to the ovary. Ovule to the ovary itself is called as placentation. So that is a placenta, and the mode of arrangement of placenta within the ovary is called as placentation. What is placentation? The mode of arrangement of ovule within the ovary through the placenta. The mode of arrangement of ovule within the ovary through the placenta is called as placentation. So now majority of them, they don't know what is ovary, what is ovule. See, you have to remember one basic concept. In the last class I have shown you this diagram. Understood? So this is the ovary, this is style, and at the tip we can see the stigma. So this is termed as one carpel, or it is termed as one pistil. So now this ovary, inside the ovary we can see the ovules attached inside the ovary. So this, whatever I have written now, these are ovule. So now the ovary, after fertilization, the ovary, it will develop into fruit. Very important. Fertilization ಆದಮೇಲೆ ovary further flower ಇರುತ್ತೆ, the flower further it produces a fruit. So which part of the flower will produce the fruit ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ the ovary. The ovary will produce into fruit, whereas the ovule, it develops further into seed. Understood? So direct fruit barala. The flower it has to undergo the process of fertilization. After fertilization, the ovary, whatever this content is there, ovary, it will develop into fruit. After what? After fertilization. So after fertilization, the ovary will develop into fruit, whereas the ovule which is present inside the ovary will develop into seeds. After fertilization, very important. Ovary, it develops into fruit, whereas ovule, it develops into seed. Now, so why I am saying this means, here we can see the mode of arrangement of ovary, the mode of arrangement of ovule within the ovary. ಈ ovary ಒಳಗಡೆ ovule ಯಾವ ಪ್ಯಾಟ್ರನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅರೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಇದು ಓವ್ಯೂಲು ಓವರಿ ಜೊತೆ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋ ರಿಡ್ಜ್ ಅದು ಇದೇ ಪ್ಲಾಸೆಂಟಾ. So that itself is called as placentation. So what is placentation? It is a mode of arrangement of ovule within the ovary through the nutritive tissue called as placenta. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ axile placentation ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಸ್ ಗೆ ಪ್ಲಾಸೆಂಟಾ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. The placenta, it is attached to the central axis. So hence it is called as axial placentation. So ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಮಾರ್ಜಿನಲ್ ಅಂತ. ಈ ಬೀನ್ಸು ಅಥವಾ ನೀವು ಯಾವ್ದಾರು ಅವರೆಕಾಳು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ತೊಗೊಂಡಾಗ ನೀವು ಆ ಬೀನ್ಸನ್ನು ಬಿಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಸೀಡಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ವೈಟ್ ಕಲರ್ ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣದು ಒಂದು ಟಿಶ್ಯೂ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಒಂದು ರಿಡ್ಜು, ಅದು ಆ ಸಿಪ್ಪೆಗೆ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಬಿಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಆ ವೈಟ್ ಕಲರ್ ಒಂದು ಪಾರ್ಟು ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಏನು ಇದು ಸಿಪ್ಪೆ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪಾಡ್ ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಆ ಸಿಪ್ಪೆಗೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ದಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ಲಾಸೆಂಟಾ. ಒಳಗಡೆ ಸೀಡ್ ಯಾವುದು, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಓವ್ಯೂಲ್. ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಫ್ರೂಟ್ ಯಾವುದು, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಓವರಿ, ಫ್ರೂಟು. ಆ ಓವರಿನ ಓವ್ಯೂಲ್ ಜೊತೆ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಸಣ್ಣದು ಒಂದು ವೈಟ್ ಕಲರ್ ರಿಡ್ಜ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮೊಳಕೆ ಬಂದಂಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ದಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ಲಾಸೆಂಟಾ. ಸೊ ದ ಪ್ಲಾಸೆಂಟಾ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಟಿವ್ ಟಿಶ್ಯೂ ವಿಚ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ovary with the ovule. Understood? Or which connects the ovule which is present inside the ovary. So very important, remember, the ovary after fertilization it will develop into fruit, whereas the ovule it will develop into seed. So next I was using the word fertilization. Very important and very basic concept, fertilization. So what is this fertilization? The fertilization is a phenomena It is a phenomena of fusion of male and female gamete. It is a phenomena of fusion of male and female gamete. What is this fusion of male? Which is male gamete, which is female gamete? So as we are discussing regarding with the fertilization, it is the definition is same in botany as well as in zoology part. But as we are discussing regarding with the botany part, that is with the plants, so the male part I have said it is a stamen. ಈ ಥರ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದೆ, ಸ್ಟೇಮನ್ ಅಂತ, ಆಂಥರ್, ಫಿಲಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ. Now this anther, it will produce the pollen grains. ಏನು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? pollen grains. Now this pollen grains itself are the male gamete. Which is a male gamete? That is pollen grains. Understood? Whereas the female gamete ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತಂದರೆ, the female that produces the inside the ovule there will be a egg. Understood? Egg cell anta irutte, we'll call it as egg cell. Ellirutte egg cell? Inside the ovule. Ovary ಒಳಗಡೆ ovule, ovule ಒಳಗಡೆ egg cell ಇರುತ್ತೆ. This egg cell is a female gamete. So remember, always the gametes, they are unicellular, they are not multicellular. Means we can't see them through our naked eye. They are unicellular. Which one? Gametes. All the gametes, they are unicellular. So in case the pollen grains, we can see the pollen grains, but inside the pollen grains there is a male nuclei. So that male nuclei itself is a male gamete. Polar nuclei anta kuda heltivi. So in the flower, with that, in the flower, the androecium part it produces the male gamete, whereas the gynoecium part it produces the female gamete, and the phenomena of the fusion of male and female gamete itself is called as fertilization. The phenomena of fusion of male and gamete itself is called as fertilization. So after fertilization process, there develops a fruit. The fruit, it consists of seed. Understood? When the seeds again come out from the fruit, further this seed it gives rise to a new plant. Understood? So hence the seed, it is developed from the ovule, whereas the fruit, it is developed from the ovary. Next, there is another one concept. So this is just a brief introduction towards the flower. So there are still many of the concept that we'll discuss while discussing with the chapter. So next, there is another one concept called as inflorescence. Inflorescence. What is this inflorescence antandre? It is the arrangement of flowers or flowers on the floral axis. What is inflorescence? It is the arrangement of flowers on the floral axis. So I'll give one simple example. So let us consider this is a floral axis. Axis andre on the stalk. For this axis, now let us consider these are the flowers. So now this can be termed as what? The inflorescence. So what is inflorescence? It is a mode of arrangement of flowers on the floral axis. Now this is a floral axis to which number of flowers are attached. So now this can be termed as an inflorescence. So what is inflorescence? It is a mode of arrangement of flowers on the floral axis. This white itself is a floral axis. Now this floral axis of the inflorescence is called as peduncle. What is peduncle? CLE. Peduncle. What is peduncle? The floral axis of the inflorescence is called as peduncle. So in the last class we have discussed with another one word called as pedicel. We have discussed one word called as pedicel. So what is this pedicel means? The pedicel, it is the stalk of the flower. The stalk of the flower is called as pedicel, whereas the stalk or the floral axis of the, you can also say it as stalk also. There is no this one. You can either use the word stalk or you can use the word floral axis, which is nothing but one and the same. So the stalk of the inflorescence is called as pedicel, or the floral axis of the inflorescence is called as, peduncle. The floral axis or the stalk of the inflorescence is called as peduncle, whereas the stalk of the flower is called as pedicel. And also we have discussed with another one word called as petiole. So this petiole, see all the words, it starts with the letter P and they are exactly similar with one another, but the meaning is totally different. So what was the petiole? The petiole is a stalk of the leaf. The stalk of the leaf is called as petiole. The stalk of the flower is called as pedicel, whereas the floral axis or the stalk of the inflorescence is called as peduncle. Peduncle is the stalk of the inflorescence. Now next, mode of the arrangement of the flower. The inflorescence, it is classified into two types. One is racemose, main types, and the another one is cymose. Racemose type of inflorescence, and another one is cymose type of an inflorescence. Racemose and cymose. So what is this racemose and cymose antandre? Mode of the arrangement of flower, it is differentiated. So now let us consider, this is an inflorescence where racemose type, where the older flowers are at the base and the younger flowers are at the tip. See, I have written a simple diagrammatic representation. See, in the flower we can differentiate two types, older and younger. Older antandre flower full arul hogiruntaddu. Younger ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನು ಈಗ ಎಮರ್ಜ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರೋಂಥ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಬಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಹಳೆ ಹೂವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೆಳಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವುದ್ರ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ? ಇದು ಪೆಡಂಕಲ್, ವೈಟ್ ಬರ್ದಿರೋದು ಪೆಡಂಕಲ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್. ಈ ಪೆಡಂಕಲ್ ಎಂದು ಲೋಯರ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಬೇಸಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ದ ಓಲ್ಡರ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್. ಕೆಳಭಾಗದಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಓಲ್ಡರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಯಂಗರ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್. ದಿಸ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನ್ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೋರಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ racemose. So racemose, it is a type of an inflorescence where the older flower are at the base and the younger flower are at the tip. Now the peduncle growth, peduncle growth, it is indefinite. It is indefinite ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಯಾವ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೋರೆಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ? racemose. ಅಂದರೆ it won't stop, it will be growing. The peduncle growth, it is indefinite, it will not stop to a certain height or to a certain limit. The growth will not stop, it will be growing. Understood? So hence it possesses indefinite growth of peduncle. ಯಾವ ಟೈಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ? In racemose. So racemose ಅಲ್ಲಿ very important, the older flower are at the base and the younger flower at the tip. So this type